Hello.
Oh,
we are
boy.
live.
Oh.
And I'm muting.
Welcome to the
there
first
he
panel of
is.
Saturday, 9 o'clock in the morning. We have wake up and makeup. I'm going to wake up, but I have already put on my makeup. So there we are. But we have these lovely other panelists who will be doing their makeup at the same time. I think, some of them anyway.
Oh my god, are we racing?
I get a thumbs up. Oh gosh. Well, I've already won.
Oh god,
so.
no racing. No. Not awake enough for that.
No. All right. So, welcome to Dork X, the first panel of the day. Why don't we start with some introductions? I have to see who is where on.
Yeah, who's where?
who is where? Because they're not the
who's
same.
who?
All right.
Right
So, why don't we? Okay, I guess I'll start because I'm already talking. So, hi, I'm Caitlin. I will be doing this for a good hour and a half-ish, maybe a bit longer. The rambling part. I go by Petite Medic on all social medias, and I use she, her pronouns, and you can find me here on Dork Tales. All right, that's me. Let's go on to move on to Amy.
I was unmuted. I'm so sorry for the typing sounds. Hi, I am Amy. My pronouns are she, her, or they, them. I am Paradoxical Ghoul in the chat and on Twitch and on most social media. I am regular Dork Tales. I run the Discord server, and I've done some of my makeup, but it's rough. So we're not gonna question it, and I'm gonna ask so many questions of the rest of these people. Because I realized there's just some things that just like I think about them when I'm looking at my makeup stuff, and then I just go, I'll ask someone later, and I never ever do. So anyway,
this is why we have this panel.
Yeah,
very valid. I feel that. All right, let's move on to Natasha.
Hello, I'm Natasha. You can find me here on Twitch at Natasha Tuskovich Designs and everywhere else on the internet. I stream co-working and a bunch of creative streams like art, fashion design, writing, book club, and business planning stuff, all sorts of things. So come check it out if you like chill streams with music and getting stuff done. Today, I haven't done any of my makeup yet. I've just washed my face, so I'm going to do the whole thing. And I'll try to show you guys what products I'm using as I do it.
Perfect. Sounds awesome. Let's go down to Bryn.
Hello. Can y'all hear me okay? I don't know how close this microphone is supposed to be.
You sound like you're on NPR.
Quite fine. Yeah.
Really?
Actually.
Yeah.
Hello, good morning.
Yeah.
Bryn, do you want to just take it away?
Is that good? Should I get one of Cody's
What's
microphones?
the
I don't even
weather
know
like
what
today?
this is.
Can you give us the traffic report?
So, we're looking a little cloudy today because it's Vancouver, and Vancouver sucks. Sorry, Vancouver.
Wow.
No.
so perhaps you are not an unbiased reporter.
No, that's the reason I live in Victoria.
You know what? I would listen to that news report. Absolutely.
Isn't that what most Victoria news reports sound like anyways?
I guess I should get this microphone now
sucks.
if it
Stay
sounds
here.
that good.
I mean,
And then I can be on NPR.
Yes.
Yeah, Bryn, you can find me at Freckle Bites. Kelly appears to have written it under my head on the frame, so you can find me there, and there's other links to other stuff. Yeah. I have done none of my makeup. I showered, and I need to put on moisturizer because I was running down here and trying to get into the call. So I'm gonna have to run and grab that in a minute. And also this camera is really far away, so I'm sorry if you can't really see what I'm doing. But maybe I'll figure out how it zooms in if that's a thing. I don't know. Give it a shot. I feel like it's got enough pixels, so I'll fuck with that while y'all. Wait, am I allowed to swear?
I think so. Yes.
Okay.
Just
Ooh,
not
cool.
like
I
every
got
second
that.
word. I think.
Not like excessively, but yes.
I think I
Fuck.
described it.
There you
go.
I think I described it as just don't go full George Carlin and you're fine.
Perfect.
Yes.
Here we
I
go.
don't know what George Carlin sounds like. Wait, can you adapt that for someone born in 1990?
You haven't heard his many uses of the F word bit?
Oof.
I felt that was a thing
Girl.
that just kept repeating.
Google
I'll send
that.
it to you later.
Google that. Yeah.
It's also not straight on, and turns out I don't like my face not straight on. It's okay. I'll set up my makeup mirror here, so that'll be like more straight on.
Is that the only thing you like straight about yourself?
Oh,
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
No, we're going there already.
I felt Bryn was gonna make that
Excellent.
joke about themselves, so I
Yeah.
just had to like. I
That's
was like,
kind
"You're
of too
tired. I'll
early.
get you on this one."
Yeah, thank you. Okay, I'll be right back. I'm gonna grab moisturizer while y'all finish
Okay.
intros. BRB.
Okay. Sounds like fun. All right, Krista. Hello.
Hi,
Good morning.
everybody. I'm Krista. I'm Chahista FX here in the chat, and you can find me on a bunch of social medias. I mostly muck around on TikTok though. But I'm normally the most I am is here on Dork Tales, where I run our Patreon exclusive Strixhaven game, which is airing 3 months delayed currently. So there's a bunch of episodes out already. So if you want to go check that out, check it out. Or if you're on our Patreon, go catch up. It's a very fun, ridiculous stream. Bryn is on that. It's absolute insanity. We're pulling up to the end of year 2, so soon we will have some summer episodes with some guest actors, some guests. And I will apologize. I've got a really bad chest cold right now, so if I stop mid sentence, it's because I've started a coughing fit. So I've muted myself. I'm gonna try to not blow anybody's ears out with that.
Or the
but
face
yeah,
hugger finally broke through.
it did. It really did. Yeah. But and I sound like I've never smoked in my life, and I sound like a 50-year-old smoker when I
Can we
cough.
call you
So it's not a
Gladys?
pleasant thing. Yes,
you
I do sound like
Gladys?
Gladys. It's rough.
Yeah.
My experience in makeup is I have a diploma in effects makeup artistry that I haven't really used professionally, but I love it and it's very, very fun. So I am going to be focusing more on some effect stuff and how that comes across on stream, because you don't want to spend 3 hours on a really cool, intense makeup to have it look like garbage or nothing, even worse, on stream. So I'm going to talk about that a little bit.
Nice. Excellent. I'm very excited for that. All right, let's go to Cal.
Hello, good morning. It's Cal from up the road. I am most often here on Dork Tales, the other channel that Kelly asked for. I don't have a Twitch channel. I keep saying maybe one day I will. It'll be, knitting and murder. It'll be the murder up the road. I know, I gotta get on that at some point. But yes, Instagram, where I post mostly knitting, sometimes gardening. It's just kind of random. And yeah, I don't have a lot of screen makeup experience, but I was a ballet dancer back when I was younger, so I am familiar with doing stage makeup, which is kind of similar-ish in terms of you want it to be more emphasized and more bold. So, but I like learning a lot, and I learned a lot in the last makeup panel I was in, so I can help share some of the things that I've learned along the way. So let's go.
Perfect. Sounds great. Yes, let's go. But first, a word from our sponsors. Hold on a second. How do you... Oh, that's a good question. Yes, and please put, while I'm pulling this up, please put some questions in the chat, and I'll do my best to look at them, but honestly, I don't have Twitch up a lot. Pump Up Lashes.
Oh, well, there's your question answered, James.
Yeah.
Yes, I have a good...
This is like the best mascara I've found in a long time.
Okay.
Oh,
Do you want to
It's very sweet of you.
All right, word from our sponsors. So big thank you to Bookworm Games for being our sponsor this month.
Later in my routine.
Go to bookwormgames.com and use code DorkTales to save 10%. They have really, really awesome dice, edible dice, which I really want to try because I've always wanted to eat rocks and click-clacks.
Yes.
And also, speaking of that, they have brand new D10 gemstone dice for World of Darkness and Chronicles of Darkness players, which is honestly so hard to find.
They're so pretty.
Oh, not only do they have the D10 sets, which is really hard to find, their gemstones, which sounds
Their
awesome.
amethyst ones are gorgeous.
Oh my gosh, that's Orion's birthstone, I think.
I think that might need to be his first set of dice. Yeah. Just in a very beautiful display case with like his birth date engraved on it.
Oh, Krista. I love it. They also have wood, resin, and basic dice. And they have quest chests, which are system agnostic, works with any system. Game in a box that includes maps, handouts, stories suitable for any party, about 1 to 4 sessions worth of material, depending on the speed of the group and I guess where they want to go with it. Special items like coins, props, and more, curated sound effects and musics, and sometimes even edible items like coffee or tea to really kind of immerse you in that session. So visit questchest.info for more info and look out for their upcoming Kickstarter. All right, excellent. Sorry, there's a lot going on in our chat right now, so I'm just...
It's all me. Ignore me.
That's okay. I also got a text message at the same time, just a promotional one from someplace else. So I'm just a little distracted at 9:17 in the morning.
And it's also like you know, have a brand new baby that you're dealing with and might be a little not all there sometimes, and
There's
that's okay.
that we mentioned it. All right. So yes, please put the questions in the chat. If you have any questions.
We're supposed to do the makeup thing where we like hold it up to the camera. I have royal milk tea. That's
I was gonna say.
That's not makeup. That's your fancy drink.
That's caffeine. Very important for the makeup process.
That.
Right.
Perfect. Okay, so why don't we start with if anyone has any points about how I find makeup is the best tool, in my opinion, to change the appearance for a character, because you can always put on different outfits and perhaps the character's wearing a different outfit, perhaps they're wearing, they changed up their hairstyle, but if you do a completely different makeup look, you can really change the way your features look, and it really can enhance that character design, character appearance.
Yeah.
While you're on
I
screen.
think Amy's the master of that. Like
I think
every
so,
makeup
yeah.
look, even as simple as they sometimes are, like you look like a different human.
Yeah. Or not human.
Yes.
Ooh.
Yeah, I've literally had my own parents not recognize me sometimes, so that was real funny.
Who the hell got in your house?
It's like, they're like, you're not in this one, are you? Because I had like the Victorian age game up on to show them something, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's me right there. And they're like, that doesn't look like you. And I'm like, you've seen me in costume in this house. Oh my god. But yeah, no, I would say that like every character that I have has something different about them into it's like a consistent look that I go with, whether it's like, so for like lead-in for Reign of Emery's, it was like I have my Sailor Moon thing from which always kind of felt fitting.
Very good.
From ColourPop.
Oh,
I use like
cute.
And you can see which chunk I've used the most. It's these ones right here were the lead-in colors, these 4 right here.
Classic. That always happens. You have like 4
colors
colors in a palette.
Well, no, I've got other ones that I'm using for, I've started using it for these ones up here. These pinks are used for Heather for Technocracy. So I shifted it about. And then like these guys here are like 2 of the ones I use for like Luella on repeat basis. So like, what you go with. And then like the gold, because I don't know, there's something about like the actual palette choice itself. It's like, yeah, no, I know what character I'm going with. Like the golds, that was my vampire.
Right.
Nice.
Yep.
Yes. Makes sense.
So that was Lena's palette. So all that, and then just like I kind of just pretend that I know what I'm doing with eyeliner, and then just fuss around.
Wing it.
And yeah.
I don't think anyone knows what they're doing with eyeliner.
No.
Well, it's like I have.
Natasha does.
God damn it, Tasha.
Also,
Showing
Tasha,
how
that
to
looks
do that.
really fluffy. What is
so
that?
fluffy.
exactly?
These are
Oh,
the best things.
so-
These are like little face wipes. So instead of using cotton balls or like reuse or those disposable wipes you can buy at the drugstore, you can get these and then you just wash them. You can throw them through the washing machine and they're amazing. They're so soft and they work so well.
That's
so I'm in love
awesome.
with these. They're makeup eraser brand. You can get like a whole cloth instead, but I like these little ones.
I
Yeah, I got
imagine
like
they get
the claws.
fluffier.
Yeah, I've got a couple microfiber cloths
Because I would never use like a face cloth to wash my face, but I did use those disposable wipes, and I always felt bad about it. So I don't feel bad anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I only use
Yeah.
face cloths at hotels because I can find them at hotels and they put them out for you.
What do you do
At
the
home, I
rest
don't
of
know
the
where my
time?
face cloths
Um,
are.
You just
What do I do
shove
the
your
rest of the
face
time?
I know you're
under
asking about
sink
beauty
and
blenders. What is your
I do use wipes, yeah, or shower. I don't know.
Yeah,
I find
fair.
showering's the like best and gentlest way to get it off, but
yeah, I've got like
showering twice a
a
day usually.
from the Body Shop. I've got something that's like honestly, it looks like it's in like a lip balm type container. That's like the like the size of it, and you just like take a tiny bit of it and you just like put it on your face wherever there is makeup, and it just kind of like starts like melting it off, and it's ridiculous. It's so cool because then you just wash it off with like your regular face wash, and I'm like, this is actually super cool. This is like one of my favorite makeup removers that I've come up with that I found so far. So
what is it again? I'm gonna write that down.
it's from the Body Shop, and
Yes, you just said.
yeah, I'd have to double check which one it is.
Okay.
Like, what is it actually called? But I think it's like I want to say chamomile. It's probably not chamomile. It's probably something else. But yeah.
No, chamomile makes
Okay.
sense. Yeah.
I'm gonna open a notes
Real
page
nice.
so that I can kind of.
Tasha was
Mhm.
asking me something. I don't know what she was asking.
We had a couple of questions in the chat.
you were having trouble with beauty blenders. What exactly are you having trouble with?
Okay, so I have 3, and they're like funky. They're different. All of them are different densities, and they all feel slightly different. And I have no freaking clue. Like, I know you're supposed to like wet them first, but like, how do you not make it still look all smudged and funky? And which one do you use? Because like this guy's
So first of all,
teeny
you have to
tiny.
make sure you're getting it wet.
Yes, get it wet.
You know to get it wet, right?
Yes,
Okay,
I know to get it wet.
You can tell the quality of it. But this one I bought is actually kind of a medium quality one because it's once you get it wet, it works, but it's not dense enough. Like I can
Like,
tell it's
this
not
is
as dense
super
as the real
freaking
quality
dense.
brand one.
Also,
Yeah, so
I
the denser-
attempted
and
it
if you buy an expensive one, you buy a cheap one.
body paint, and it was
You can tell.
not. Yeah. Like this one's not very dense. This one's like closer than density, but they came in a pack together. And then this one, and as you can see, I've got blue on it because I thought, oh, I'm gonna try this out with my body paint. Fun fact, it did not work well with the body paint. Even though it was like, but so instead I have this sponge, which is like a super cheapy, like I think they're supposed to be like clay and like doing like ceramics. Like it's a really
Oh.
yeah, like it's like you can get like I think I got like 10 of them for like $5 or something. And yeah, super disposable, and like it's like the perfect size to use with my little puck thing. So
Ooh. Thank you for the
Still not-
foundation
Yeah, I mean, the
flash.
biggest difference is just if you're getting it wet and you're using the right makeup. I recently went through a search for a new foundation, and I tried a bunch of brands, like expensive and cheap, and then I ended up on this one, which is it's like a drugstore brand, and it's been.
yeah.
I've been
A lot of
really
people like
liking
that
it,
one,
and
though.
I'm using it with a beauty blender.
yeah, I just picked up a new foundation recently because the last one I had is out, and I realized that I could probably get away with a slightly fraction darker than what I was using because I was using the palest of the pale, and I didn't need that help. I'm already the palest of the pale. I can only do so much with
It's good to have a
bronzer,
darker one
okay?
for the summer too, because most people.
I don't go outside in the summer, Tasha. That's the moot point. I don't know who you think I am. You know me better than this. You know
I
me.
will
Yeah, but most
say,
people still get slightly more sun in the summer.
a bunch of my friends use Blue My
The other thing about
cosplayer
beauty blenders is
friends.
that the more you do it, the better you get at the motion.
Yep.
Hmm.
What's Bryn saying? I want to hear.
I refuse to use beauty blenders. I like have some sponges at home that I could use in theory, but I only use makeup brushes. Mostly because I find them easier to clean. And I don't know, I feel like I got into brushes and then got used to it. I like this one, which is like a NYX brush. Can people actually see that? And it's
yeah.
basically,
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
it's really tight, and it pretty much is a beauty blender, but it's a brush.
Nice.
I do like those flat brushes, but I didn't bring any with them to Europe.
Nice.
In Europe.
If everybody wants to,
What?
If everybody wants to send me the list of products that they're flashing on the screen, I will put it on I will put it into categories and put it on the Discord. Eventually, sometime today, because I'm going to a baby shower after this. So,
I'll
Cool.
write them down as I do it.
I
Yeah.
cannot handle
Perfect.
this mirror.
Or in the following days, I'll put it on the Discord pretty soon. We have a couple of questions here. So let's see here. I'm going to do this one because it's simple to answer. Dork Tales asked, I sometimes fall asleep after doing my Kai makeup without removing it. Am I going to die? Simple answer, yes.
Yes.
Actually,
But it's
no.
Makeup, though.
I mean,
That's
like
the inevitability of
eventually,
fate.
yes.
Inevitably of mortality.
No, but it is really, really good to take your makeup off. Like, yeah, for your skin, for your health. Just don't.
I have it in my habit
sleep
tracker,
with
and I get punished
makeup.
in the morning by
Yeah.
I wake up with like eye goops from my
Mhm.
mascara,
Oh,
especially around the inside corner of the eye, and I was
We
like,
don't
oh,
want
that
that.
was bad.
Worst in the morning. Yeah.
Yeah, I absolutely. Sometimes I find the liner really hard to take off, and I'll end up, with eye goops of liner just like everywhere, and then I'll wait for it to kind of shimmy to the corner and get it out. But
Yeah.
that's not very good for your eyes.
That's why I go for a specific like makeup remover, whether it's specifically like eye makeup remover or something, just to get that out. And that's like one of the things I know I have to do, even if I'm lazy about the rest of it.
Yep.
Yep.
I am a cheap
I guess
person.
actually, I
I
would say
don't
when choosing products, like I often wear more like waterproof or like heavier wear stuff for cosplay, but for like stream, you often really don't have to. You can just wear like pretty easy to remove stuff, comes off way better, and you don't have to like scrub your skin down with like, I don't know. I use Krista's gonna love this, but my go-to makeup remover these days is Telesis Super Solve because it melts everything off.
It's
like
so much overkill for normal makeup, but you need it.
Yo, I don't know. Some of the Sephora like super waterproof stuff these days is like, it's getting unreal. Anyway, it works really well for that. But you have to buy it from like special effects stores because it's for like the film industry.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
heavy duty stuff.
Yep.
Krista knows originally.
Which-
Okay, so yeah.
Oh, I was just gonna say, if you're in the Vancouver area or you're kind of in like BC West Coast, there are a couple really good shops for it. Holly North is a little more production end. They rent out like actual film equipment, but they also have a very in-depth like hair and makeup section. Where did we go, Bryn?
Coast Fiber Tech. That's the new good one. Coast Fiber Tech is bomb. They have really good prices. If you're downtown, you can also go to Studio FX, but they're pricier.
Yes. Much pricier
Ooh.
and
Little
are
store.
more on the beauty side, I find. Like if you want some really crazy effect stuff, you're not going to find it there.
Yeah. Coast Fiber Tech has a ton of like prosthetics and stuff too. I will
Super
say.
soft. No, go ahead.
Yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
No, wait, you.
Word of warning. So there's two Super Solves. There's the original, and then there's Super Solves Plus for sensitive skin. And I started with the original, and this one time, I think Krista maybe was there. I used it all over my eyes to take off like waterproof eyeliner. And it turns out if it gets in your eyes, it's like safe, but like not super safe.
Not super fun.
The whole next day, I was like, man, my eyes kind of hurt, Krista.
Yeah, no, tell it like you need to use it in moderation. If you're going to use it, don't use it on a pad like you use makeup remover. Use it with a Q-tip. It's designed to take off like heavy
I still
duty
use it on a pad.
Yeah, I know you do, but you're going to go blind by the time you're 40. So, you know.
Sacrifice for
We had a
cosplay.
couple other. I think. I don't know, Caitlin, did you see the one Kelly posted in our chat?
Yes. It was from Charge Newt. Yes. How long did you do Zarya makeup? So like how long did it take me to do Zarya's makeup? So with Zarya's makeup, I was playing a peak. Oh, oof. Yep, 9:30 a.m. A pink tiefling. So not only did I do full face makeup, I also had to paint my whole face and a lot of my body because she wore like just a strapless dress with with just low cut strapless dress. I had to paint a whole lot of my body pink, although I only had to paint half my body because we're on stream. But we'll touch on that tomorrow, or we could do it, or later today as well, actually, with body paint and stream makeup. Anyway, so it was a very in-depth makeup look, and I would usually get ready about 5 o'clock, and then we'd hop on around 6:30, so about an hour and a half. I eventually got better at it, so it would only take me about an hour. I'd start around 5:30, and then I'd usually be hustling to get ready, or to finish up. But yeah, that's that.
I feel like I had
Like,
things
if
a
you
little
have a-
easier with my wool makeup because I literally just painted my entire self blue and gave zero like fucks about whether or not I had contouring or anything because I was a literal ooze person and I didn't need definition. So
No, it was
I think I got
great.
away
It
with that
looks
one.
so good.
Although I never really got great at the contour part, though I did try with usually my blush would blend into my pink. Actually, they were very similar colors, so I used eyeshadow as contour because I didn't have
Makes
any
sense.
darker
Mm-hmm.
I've been using eyeshadow as blush right now because there's this very pinky trend in both eyeshadow and blush, pinky peachy trend, and so I've just been using the same product, the same palette,
Nice.
for both.
Oh, neat.
Nice.
I have an
Oh.
eyeshadow palette here to use for blush. I often do like main blush and then do like some like highlighted regions. Do
Nice.
that with
I kind of fuss around with it. Like I've got this one that's like great for like day to day, but it doesn't really show up on camera. Like it gives me a bit of color after I've like cleared it all out with foundation. But I have two darker ones, but this is the main one I use, which is just like is way darker than I would normally ever use, but for stream, it actually works really well because it actually like makes it like pop and works with the lighting. Usually I use a bit of a mix.
Nice. We have another question. I believe it's from
It was from Wonka.
Wonka.
Sorry, I forgot
Yeah.
to save him.
Perfect. We all know people's skin is not the same. So when first trying makeup, how do you choose your first product? Because your skin may have different reactions to the product, like allergy-wise, or this makes my skin feel not so nice. Yeah, I actually have really sensitive skin. As a kid, when I wasn't doing makeup, obviously, but as a kid, I would break out just if I had a necklace on for 15 minutes, you could start to see the rash going on. So I had really sensitive skin. So I do usually start with sensitive skin stuff, try patch test. I usually don't try the patch test, actually, honestly. I just, when I did the first full Zarya paint, we just went all up in there and we tried it and it worked out, but don't be like me because you might break out. That would be not so nice.
Well, and stores like
Feel-
Sephora or like department stores will give you samples of things
Yeah.
to try too, so that can be a good way to test.
Mm-hmm.
I will say
And
generally
test
though, in
here.
terms of
Nice.
Yeah.
Sorry, just test here because if you put it on your
Inside
face
your
and you
elbow.
react, it's your face and it's going to be out in public and you're going to have weird patches and it's going to be awful. This is like aside from your eyelids, this is like the thinnest skin on your whole body. So if it's going to react, it's going to react on the inside of your elbow. And then you can put it under a sleeve or like put patches on it if it's bad and it's not going to bug you as much as if it's on your face. So test there. Sorry, Bryn.
I was just gonna say in general, I think like finding makeup that works for you is like I have bought literally like hundreds, if not thousands, of makeup products over the past like 4 years, and I keep finding newer, better things that work better for me, and I like rotate stuff through. One thing with makeup is you probably don't really want to keep most things much longer than a year-ish, kind of depending on what it is.
I keep all my
Theoretically.
shit so long. I
Mhm.
keep it until it looks or smells bad.
No.
You're
Gotcha.
supposed to. It just like if you
Yeah.
use it on your face, it builds up bacteria and stuff.
Mhm.
So like
Till it
don't
looks or
feel like
smells
you have to
bad.
like throw out your like super expensive stuff or whatever, but at the same time, like rotating and trying new things isn't the end of the world.
However,
And
I
clean
think
your brushes.
I should say, I think I should say,
Yeah.
makeup does have expiry dates. They
Throw
are
out your beauty
on.
blenders when
Mhm.
they're old. Those
Yeah,
will grow mold.
need to do that. But it doesn't have an expiry date. But most makeup does. actually all makeup should. It's in
Yes.
that little, if you look on the makeup, if someone has, I don't have any makeup actually with me, but someone has it, it's on the makeup. It's got like a little compact symbol, and it will say how many months it's valid for. Yeah, like in the very corner usually. Right there. Oh, yeah. See,
Yeah,
there you go.
mine says
You know
Today
that?
I learned.
Well, I
Wow,
just like
12
looked
months.
online to kind of like find out the general one. I didn't know they actually put it on the damn
They
thing.
do,
Yeah.
yeah.
That.
They-
That's
Oh
so
my
cool. The
God.
teeny tiny one.
And it's on
Yeah.
any
That's
commercial
wild.
makeup.
exactly,
so-
exactly. I think they have
Mascara is
to.
the one thing I don't keep past its date because usually it does get weird. It gets
It does
gummy
get
and
gross.
weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't mascara one of
Mhm.
those ones that like you want to get
But I'll
like it's
keep
like
it
the
until it gets
shortest
gummy.
life of all of them?
Yeah.
And because
I
of where it's
kind of-
going,
I replace my mascara every 6 months or so. But I also buy cheap like CoverGirl mascara that I really like. So it kind of doesn't matter because I can get
buy
it for
that
like $7
too.
at one. Yeah, do we use the same
Remember-
one? The...
well, no, not the yellow, not the orange one. You showed me the green one, and I still use the green one to this day. You showed
Oh
me
yeah,
the
because it
green
comes
one.
in brown, right?
Yeah.
you
It's
can.
actually it's so
I mean,
good for the price.
very
I look
good,
at I look at $30 mascara at Sephora and I'm like, the fuck is
I
that?
know. What?
Why would I buy this?
I tried some, and it just didn't work as well for me. So it's like, oh well, going back to the
Buy this
CoverGirl.
expensive
I'm just
mascara.
doing it.
Yeah,
No,
maybe
I don't.
I'll buy
I
the
don't want to get
mascara
attached to
up.
expensive mascara.
when I
though.
Yeah, there's that too.
actually know
Or,
how to
okay,
use
no,
it,
no,
so
stop.
it's worth it.
The cheapest mascara that is the best mascara of all time. It comes in a pink and green bottle. It's from the drugstore. It's Maybelline Great Lash Mascara.
I remember
Oh
that one.
yeah, there's a reason Great Lash
there's
has
a
been
reason
around
it's
forever.
never changed.
Yep.
That is your go-to. If you ever need to send
Yeah.
your boyfriend to the store to pick you up mascara, that one. He can find it. It's pink and green.
Yeah.
If you want to
Yeah.
you don't want to extend it
around
necessarily
forever.
past the expiration date. I'm wearing things past the expiration date. Don't listen to me on this. But
Yeah, don't
if
love
you
that.
want to expand, if you want to make sure that you're not like leaving like bacteria and stuff, eyeshadow palettes, if you're putting your brush directly into them, you can spray it with alcohol, like 99%, even 75%. It's not going to mess up as long as you're not soaking it. I mean, it's not going to mess it up anyway because it's alcohol. It's going to eventually all just evaporate. But that will sanitize your eyeshadow palettes, especially if you're doing someone else's makeup or someone's borrowing your palettes. Spray down. If you are using something that comes in a palette like this, a lot of like lipsticks will come in palettes like this or concealers. Get yourself a little just a little mixing palette. If you have a makeup mixing or a paint palette, that works fine. I got this on Shein for $2, and it's like heavy duty metal and like actually
Nice.
really good. I also
I saw that one last night. It was
a little
cool.
ring that you can like mix on,
Oh,
so you can like put this instead of
Mhm.
using the back of your hand, you can use right on your hand there.
Oh my
Super
God.
useful. And it's really going to make sure that like you're not like you're keeping your product sanitary. It's a thing like you use on, there's so many interesting things you can get for like set use because you're doing so many people's makeup that you need to like keep everything really separate. So
That makes
yeah,
sense.
if you want to make it last a little bit longer, get yourself a little palette to mix on because it's and like mascara is a perfect example of this. You can get these little guys that are mascara brushes.
I have one of those.
What's
So
the
you-
name of them?
Spoolies.
Mascara one.
Everybody
Thank
calls
you.
them
Good
spoolies.
sweet Jesus. They're called spoolies. So if you like go into a store and ask for like makeup wand or mascara wands, they'll know. But if you ask for
Yeah.
spoolies, they'll know you're in the know.
Or if you're
Ooh.
sneaky, you
if
can
you-
steal them from Sephora.
Yes, they are
you say them
sample.
now?
You can buy a tub of
stealing.
100 from
We
the
don't
dollar
condone
store.
theft.
Yeah, but then you don't steal them from Sephora.
You do it just
Yeah,
so
but if you
say
only
you did it.
That's where Rin goes.
Exactly. But if you
Oh, I
use
buy
these,
them on
especially if you
AliExpress, to be
loan,
honest. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Same.
if you
I have never
loan
used
them,
more than
if you like loan your mascara to a friend, use this. Dip it once and then give it to them. If they want it, if they feel like there's not enough product, get another spoolie and dip it. These are best practices
Yeah.
I have
that
a
you
question
should
then.
be doing. We all don't do it.
About so a single dip
Should.
of a spoolie in mascara should be enough
Should
for you
do.
to do your eyes. Is that how
I
much
use
it's
it for
supposed to
both
be?
eyes, but yeah, usually you can
another
get 2 eyes out of one.
question?
Okay.
It also depends on how clumpy your mascara is. Sometimes the second eye comes out better because it's less clumpy.
Yeah, usually.
If that mascara is a really thick one.
Mm.
So you can actually wipe off your mascara on like like just on like Kleenex or toilet paper or whatever too, to kind of like blot it if it's too clumpy. Oh, I wanted to state out this because this is a new thing that I've never seen before. It looks like a beauty blender, but it's actually like this velvety, fluffy kind of one, and I use it for powder, and it's been so nice.
Oh.
Because this stupid brand of powder that I've been using
Good.
forever recently switched their packaging, and they come with this, like, I don't like the sponge it comes with anymore. It used to come with a regular sponge.
No, not so much.
But I found a replacement, so I'm happy.
Nice.
Because the powder is still the best fucking powder.
Yep, I need to get back into powder. I
have never found a better powder, a more expensive one. It's cheap. It's not cheap, but it's good.
Yeah.
Oh, True Match is good stuff.
Mhm.
And it comes in so many colors. You're gonna find one that fits for you.
And powder is like, the function of powder is what, for those who aren't in the know? When do you apply it and what is it for?
Blend things out.
Yeah.
For me, it just like concealer's gonna kind of like get rid of things, like if I have dark circles or like discoloration or like things like that. The powder is just gonna smooth everything and make it look matte and nice and finished.
Yeah,
Especially if you are doing like
usually
a full highlighter contour.
Yeah, you want to separate your creams from your powders. So I'm not doing a full face of makeup right now. Also, I got this all over my upper lip. So normally if you're doing like a full face of makeup, which means like you're probably doing like primer and then maybe like a liquid foundation, or normally you'd like concealer, like cream concealer under it or something, and then like a liquid foundation. And then let's say you want to use like a powder contour or a powder blush over top of that. If you do that over top of the creams, it'll often like stick to the cream and you'll get these like kind of gross smudges. So you want to powder before that and then you go over top of it. Similarly, if you're doing like eyeshadow, you kind of want to get like some powder in there. Although I often just use like a really light eyeshadow as a base and just like bunch of like one color eyeshadow and then start with your actual colors.
Makes sense.
Nice. All right, we have another question. What is each of your favorite technique to use?
What technique? I'm making it up this every time.
Yeah.
Okay, how about what's your favorite
favorite
part of makeup to do? Do you like to do your foundation base because it feels good? Do you like to do your eyes? Do you like to do lipstick? I hate lipstick, so that's not me.
I've been doing a lot of like I've been using like really bright concealer around the inside of my eyes, and then also like a white pencil on top of that, just to make like the inside of my eyes like really bright.
Nice.
But, like,
I can't do that very well. I try.
I just like to look like an anime character.
Really easy,
right?
Yeah, it's really easy.
I mean,
I can show you.
Yeah.
Well, I'll do it here.
Yeah, it's a great tip to put a little bit in the corner of your eye. I use a very small, roundy brush, and my lightest eyeshadow. It can be a white, it can be kind of a cream. I've got a little pearl color here, and just literally right in the corner. And then you can blend it out a little bit. Oh, I've got a mirror here too.
Oh, my favorite technique is what I just did, which is when you do your eyeliner, first of all, get your waterline. And second of all, when it's fresh, use your fingernail to just flick it out.
Oh.
How about for people who really hate doing their waterline? Like it freaks me out and I stab myself in the eye. And then I'm at the eye doctor saying, I stabbed myself in the eye.
No. I have stabbed myself so many times, and it really hurts if you get wood into your eye or your eyelid.
Oh God,
yeah,
yeah.
Or not even sharp, but like
the hazards
the
of it.
part is not touching the wood part.
Yeah, that's why I get like actual pencils. I like using like the like these kinds where it's like
the paintbrush kind.
No, this is like
it's
the
like smudgy. Yep.
Yeah,
it's like a mechanical pencil.
Yeah, it's kind of
yeah.
But I like it a lot.
Yeah, I usually use liquid.
Oh, like the twisty ones.
Yeah. Although I do have my ColourPop black liner, which is like my favorite thing, which is like the it's like the brush tip, not the felt. No, wait, it's
nice.
Yeah, brush tip, not the felt tip of the two styles. Because I find the felt tip ones dry out too easily, but that's just my experience.
My pro tip for getting more comfortable with waterliner is get black like sclera contact lenses and wear those a few times, and then nothing around your eyes will bother you ever again. And normal contacts feel so easy. Like if you're uncomfortable with like cosmetic contacts or whatever, get scleras. And, like, get those
just
fuckers in.
jump into the just do it.
I have particle sclera that I use for my plasmoid because they're like the blue mesh, but I did not go full because I was just like, I can't do it. Like I'm gonna fail at getting
Scleras
in
are
my
very
eye.
different because you can't pop them on. You have to hold the
like
top of your eyelid open and
while.
you shove it under your eyelid and then slide
I can't
it into
do eye
place.
things.
So trigger warning for eye stuff.
Yeah.
Yep, good to know.
Why did we get that?
Ever
Sorry.
thinking about it, considered that it might be terrifying.
Yes.
Good to know.
And if it's terrifying, it's okay. You can choose to avoid that. There's always another technique you can try.
I feel like if you're considering sclera lenses, you already know you're going hard.
Yeah, you're
Fair
already
enough.
pretty dedicated right there.
Very true.
Are there any other techniques we quite like?
Blend. No matter what you're doing, blend your
The-
eyeshadow, blend your eyeliner, blend your
Contour.
foundation, blend your blush, blend into the neck.
I will say we've been talking about brushes and like beauty blenders. For my day-to-day makeup, I try to avoid using brushes or like anything as much as possible and use my hands because it's really easy to keep your hands clean, right? I mean, wash your hands before you do your makeup because
Obviously.
otherwise
I
that's
was
gross.
just gonna
But like,
say,
Yeah.
using hands is one of the best ways to get oil in your products and make them go bad.
mine are
enough.
fine. I mean, so I
Yeah.
guess I will say mostly, I don't think I have anything that I like scoop
Brings that
into
clean
with my
product.
hand, and my eyeshadow I wouldn't do that way. But
Yeah,
for like
no,
applying like
no.
this concealer, it goes on with like a wand, right? So you like dab it on, and then I blend it out with my fingers.
And then blend it. Yeah, that's
But also I
totally
turn it
cool.
over really frequently, right? Because I use it like every day. So maybe it's also like, so it's like NYX concealer costs like, I don't know, $10-15, and I replace it every 6 months to a year probably.
Mhm.
Also because I use it
Nice.
a lot.
Nice. All right, another question here. Do you have to change makeup if you dye your hair, or are you just matching for skin tone? From Protein Flakes, sorry.
Depends on how crazy you dye your hair.
Yeah. So I usually will. So because I dye my hair red, I filled in my brows because my brows are really light. They're real blonde. So you can't really. Also, I fill them in, for stream usually, anyways, or else you can't see them. So
You
day to
use
day, I
eyeshadow.
wouldn't. Yeah, exactly. For crazy colors, I definitely use eyeshadow for my brows. Fun little tip. Yeah. What about people who change their hair more frequently than myself?
Honestly, any of the colors I've dyed my hair, and I've been like everything except green. I didn't change my makeup a lot because, like the question, I'm mainly matching for skin tone, and that's what I'm matching for first and foremost. And then after that, you can play with the shades in your skin tone. So
I would
because
love to get. Oh,
yeah.
sorry.
Yeah, no, if you're matching your hair first, it's not always going to make it. And your choice of hair color, also, consider your skin tone as well. I once dyed my hair blue-black. Oh, let me tell you.
No, fight me. I'll dye my hair whatever color I want, and I'll live with the consequences.
No, I paid $110 to get it fixed. My
Fair
hairdresser
enough.
made me swear on my hand on the color match sample pad to say, I promise never to do home hair color again. I did not keep that promise, obvi. But made me think twice for sure.
I only did that during COVID and just underneath.
Well, we
Did a
all
little
did things in
TikTok on that.
COVID.
Yeah, I guess we can talk about that.
Remember back in
Before
high school,
times.
there was this. I had like there was 2 weeks where I had like Law 12, like 3 times a week or something like that. And somehow the way it panned out, I had changed my hair color every time between those classes. So this guy, I think he must have been I think he was an exchange student. He looked at me and he goes, do you change your hair color every week? Like every class? Like, and this was like right at the beginning of term. And I was like, what are you talking about? What? It's like, because I had like my hair and then I had bleached it and then I had dyed it and then I had screwed it up. So I had bleached it again and then it was white and then I screwed it up again. And so I was through those unfortunate events. And I think I settled on black for a while. But yeah.
Now he's traumatized and thought every girl just like, oh my gosh, they're crazy over here.
Who is this weirdo, this weird emo kid running around in a giant hoodie?
Dyeing their hair every day.
Oh my god.
I mean, not wrong.
Really. It was not wrong, but yes.
Nope. Just in that instance.
I will say something I struggle with, even once I figure out like the foundation and like the general concealer thing, like that part of it, keeping the concealer and like right under the eyes from crinkling and getting caked and like awful is like the eternal struggle. But I think I figured it out with like using less product and applying like powder to that. Like I don't know. I've been looking it up.
And
I've been using Google. It's my friend.
Using the right products, because you can like, I mean, if you use a like an all color concealer, like, you know, like a wand color that's like a skin toned concealer, you have to put a lot on to cancel out the color. However, if you have a concealer pack like this that has different tones, we have 2 orange tones and 2 green tones, or you can even get one that's a little more drastic. This is a dollar store one and actually works pretty well. Your different colors are going to cancel different things out. So like your oranges are going to cancel out your under eye bags, which are, I'll talk about this in a sec, but your oranges are going to cancel out purples and your greens are going to cancel out reds. So if you had a lot of redness in your face, piling on a ton of thick concealer is pointless because you're going to get all cracky and you're going to look worse. Like, because I don't know, I think having like my skin falling off looks worse than having red skin.
I mean, depends on what you're going for.
Yes, I guess that's fair. Yeah, if you're going for a look where your skin looks like it's falling off, do it. But yeah, like when I watch people, there was a trend recently with this woman that used like half a bottle of concealer, and that was like her daily routine. And I was like, that's disgusting.
Terrifying.
Yeah, and like it looks great on camera, like after you've done everything, and very expensive. But like, dude, put on like spot treat.
Go buy professional fucking makeup.
Exactly. Get your like little, you just get your tiny little you know, you dot your red spots if you've got red spots. I have a lot of redness like just fully across here because I'm a redhead. And so I just sort of like put a slight green tint all over. I put a tiny bit of orange under my eyes, and then I put on a thin foundation that totally blends into the colors. Like you wouldn't think it would, but it totally does. And I think from watching trends in makeup for the last, I got my diploma 20 years ago. God, I'm old. You can see this sort of trend that happened where like all of a sudden professional makeup was sort of making its way into the mainstream, and these kind of palettes got really popular because the idea of chiaroscuro, which is the art term for contouring, all of a sudden got really big in the popular sphere. And so the professional tools and ideas got into it. But then it kind of ended up like, we've kind of come back around to people just like slathering their face in every product possible that doesn't do anything. And it's like, you're wasting so much money. Like one of my favorite primers, I just had it, here it is this guy, which is the Smashbox photo finish.
Oh,
love it.
Photo finish.
I saw that one at the beginning of the video because I'm not using a primer today, but that one is my favorite.
Anybody who tells me they're going to buy it, and you guys are going to hate me for saying this, anybody who tells me that they're going to buy this, I tell them to fuck off unless you're in front of a camera.
Tiny
the entire, it's so expensive.
It is. Yeah.
I'm using it for, I only use it for stream.
Yes, use it. So I have a giant light here, a giant light here. The entire purpose of this product when it was developed is it has stuff in it that reacts to light. So if you are out in the world in a regular day, this does nothing for you. You can buy any other primer and it will work just as well.
Yep.
You've got pores.
My everyday primer is actually the
benefit
one.
professional.
Yes.
Yeah, I have that's
So
what I
benefit.
have right
feels so
here.
good.
Clearly, I don't use my
like it,
makeup
or it
in
didn't
general day to
impress
day
me,
ever.
I guess.
I have the
I don't have any other
professional light.
primers.
Yeah,
I have the waterproof professional, and then I have the regular
the
professional.
waterproof one.
I
There's a
have the
waterproof one.
viral ELF
the
poreless putty primer. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really like it. It works for me. Again, your mileage may vary.
I forgot to
I use
when
that
we
one
were
for
talking about
Yeah.
products, and like how do you know, like to Wonka's question of like how do you know what you want?
Mhm.
I highly recommend if you're getting into makeup, I highly recommend getting an Ipsy subscription. Even just for a couple of months. You get cute little bags all the time. I have way too many of them. But you
That'd be
get
danger.
they send you some
Yeah.
full size and some products. So like I have like a ton of products that I never even would have tried because of this Ipsy bag. And I learned that like it's how I kind of kept up on like what the new hot products were. Like, you know, when these weird serums started coming out, I was like, what the hell is this serum? And it's like $80 and I'm not gonna buy it. Okay,
snail
go.
trail on my face?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry, it's not a waterproof primer. I thought it was because it has, I don't know if you can see it. This is the professional one. It's got a little scuba diver on it. It's
That's the
hydrating,
hydrating
not
one.
waterproof.
Yeah,
I thought it was
That makes
waterproof.
sense.
That makes more sense, Krista.
I
You
was like,
dingus.
there's a waterproof one.
And
But, like-
I highly recommend considering very cautiously against getting something like the Ipsy subscription because it will ruin your bathroom space.
That is
Yes.
Fair.
So
the side of
I recommend it for like 6 months to like
And share
Yeah,
it with
have a time
friends.
frame.
Yes. And that way you'll learn a little bit of like what you do like, what you don't like. And my favorite part about it is that you can set your thing to get a brush with every bag.
Mm-hmm.
I don't use a single
that's
brush
cool.
that I bought when I was professionally doing makeup. I use every single one of these is a makeup brush from Ipsy.
Oh my god. That's
I got it for far too long. They had
but
a
then they
Lisa
don't
Frank
match.
brush. Oh, I don't care.
It's so pretty.
Look how
I'm gonna give you all my like
when your
overflow
are
brushes that
this
don't
glittery.
I have a ton of brushes that don't match, but honestly, the best recommendation that I've had for brushes, for at least for a starter kit, Hayden, our lovely friend Hayden, told us about Shop Miss A, and I bought the AOA Studio brush kit, $10. Pink or black. Also, funds help go to animal charities, and yeah, it's a great set. I've even fit more brushes than it came with, and it just has this great top, and it snaps on. Perfect for travel. Away you go.
It's like I would love to get more brushes, but I have like my go-to ones that are like in my little thing here I've got in front of me. And then I've got like another set entirely that I use for a whole different other thing specifically. And there's a couple brushes from that I'm like, these are designated for this particular color kind of thing because I don't want to deal with that and trying to figure out which one works and like misplacing them. But yeah, I know it's like I don't need more brushes. I have enough. I have things that do everything. Like I've got the whole array. It's like, but I want them. But also more brushes.
Makeup brushes now are so good. Like
them.
sometimes they're terrible, but a lot of the cheap ones are fucking fine. Like this is a Lancome brush and I love it, but my favorite blending brush is from fucking H&M.
Yeah. Honestly,
I just use
invest in expensive brushes. You might need to go through more than one set of cheap brushes to find the best one you like, but yeah, you can get cheap brushes and it's fine.
Yeah. Dollarama. I was in Dollarama the other day because I work at a mall and we have a Dollarama, so I'm there every day. I always cruise the beauty aisle just to see what's new, what's hot, because they actually do often get product that hasn't sold or is being sold off from places that have closed out. So you can sometimes find really good name brands that are just being sold off dirt cheap, and sometimes they just have good random stuff. I got this liner brush. It's a cat eye liner brush. It's very angled. It's very soft, and just run it along and and that's probably my favorite way to do a cat eye with powder.
Nice.
so I've just done that now, and it wings out nice, and do it as
Yeah.
dark as you want, light as you want, whatever color you want, which is fun.
I will just continue to suffer with my liquid liner and fail at it dramatically
Same.
as I make it uneven every single time on either side.
Me too.
And then keep building
Don't
it
pick it up
up
until
until suddenly you're like, well, this isn't what I was going for, but now I am the dramatic edgelord. Cool.
And this is where we're at.
This is where we're at.
Tasha, you were gonna say you were saying-
People get concerned that they can't do eyeliner, but they only try to do it on a special occasion, and then they can't do it, and then it's like,
Tasha.
well, the next time they try to do it is the next special occasion, and they, you have to do it every day.
This is
I think the
And
thing
if
with
it doesn't work,
eyeliner
wash
is
it
like,
off, go to work. Like
Yeah.
don't spend 50
or
minutes
you can
on
buy
it. Try one,
you can
doesn't
buy
work,
like a
wash it off.
brown one,
Try again the next
and you can do like brown every day for practice, because like really
Yeah.
it's
Or
like it's
smart.
getting the muscle
Actually.
memory, right? Not the
Or you can
It's
be like
so
me
much more
and cheat
forgiving than brown.
and get the stamp, the wing stamp.
Oh, nice.
Even know that's a thing.
Yank.
Because like I use this to do like the winged eyeliner every game, like almost 90% of the games I'm in, and that's like multiple times a week. So I'm doing it on the regular, and I still screw it up, and it's just because I'm like,
You need a
Just
day.
practice,
You need
practice,
one day
practice.
where you're like, okay, today is
is
my
all I'm doing.
eyeliner
I'm
day. That's
workshopping
all I'm
eyeliner.
doing, and just keep
That's a good idea, too.
taking it off.
alternatively.
and taking it off. and-
Other secret, just start wearing falsies, and then it's way harder to tell that your eyeliner sucks.
There is also that.
That's
yeah.
that's that.
What I do for cosplay. Whenever I put on my eyeliner for cosplay, I'm like, doesn't matter, gonna put falsies on, and you won't
Yep.
be able to tell.
Yep.
I do my eye makeup before I do base, so that I can slather on eyeliner, and then I take a Q-tip with a makeup remover and I go whip, and it makes the perfect line.
smart.
And
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
also
there's
a
that.
great idea
do
for
also
if you
like that.
have eyeshadow and there's some fallout as well, so that your
Yes.
cheeks. Because I had some really dark eyeshadow for Zarya, and so I would actually, there would be a lot of fallout on my cheeks, and I'd try to like take it away with some whatever's, and then it would just kind of smear. So then I just go on with some face paint again. But
Yeah. You can
You
also
can
get
also-
those eyeshadow shields.
oh,
Yeah.
The
Yeah, I
DIY version of that is a clear powder, like a talc powder. I heard don't get the Johnson & Johnson one because it's got
No, you'll get
or something?
cancer. Well,
Yeah,
it's
anyway.
Johnson baby powder is safe now, but it's still
yes.
it's still got perfume in it. That's why it smells like babies.
Yes.
Babies only smell like
So-
that because of perfume. So, and you don't
Yeah.
want that in your eye.
although babies do
yeah,
have a
so
very
you
good
can get-
smell.
Babies smell great.
I have
That is
I
not
smell your baby.
perfume.
He's
Yeah.
lovely.
Sorry,
Yeah.
I'll just what I was gonna say is just put a really like an insanely thick coat underneath, like set it really lightly with a brush. It's gonna look like a disaster, and then when you're done, you wipe it all away, and it doesn't leave that smudge. Anyway,
Neat.
sorry.
Oh, great.
Yeah, well, no, literally that. Like, I started basically like baking my under eye, which is
Yeah.
like, for people who don't know, you put
Yes.
on really heavy powder, and then it kind of like creates like a highlighter effect a little bit. But the bonus of it is that like if you put it on right before you do your eyes, then like anything that you screw up with your eyes, kind of you can just wipe off with the baking.
Yeah.
Nice.
I don't have powder with me because I don't wear powder when I do. I don't know, going out makeup.
Ooh, also for eyeliner, Amy, I bought these, and it turned out there was actually 4 sets in the kit. It's a little
Oh my
plastic
god!
template.
Yes, I've seen those.
for little kitty cats.
I was debating getting something like that.
Well, I ended up getting 4 packages, so I'll,
Well, if you want
I'll
to
give you
offload
one.
one of them, I will
Yeah.
take a cat to a good home.
There's 2 cats. There's
Ooh.
2 cats in it. So you get this kitty.
Oh
you
my
get this
god.
kitty.
Oh my
Yeah.
goodness.
So
So they're cute. As
They are.
well,
It's
but,
adorable.
yes.
I will
yes.
take those. out of your
I haven't
hands.
tried them yet, but I'm going to.
Sorry, Tasha. I think you were saying something, but you were I think you were fully muted.
Yeah.
You were.
Or we just talked over her. Probably that's what.
I super
Or your
like
internet
it.
glitch.
I just
Well,
wanted to
that
make
too.
sure.
Say that if
Yeah.
you if you're doing tight lining your waterline and then you do your eyeliner and you don't like your eyeliner and you wash it off, the tight liner will still be there, and it actually is a really nice kind of subtle natural makeup look if you just have the tight lining. So that's kind of a really good trick too.
This is true.
Sometimes a bonus to sleeping in your makeup.
Oh,
Okay, so as you
Sometimes
apply,
I wake up and
if
I'm
you
like, ooh,
wiggle,
this looks really like nice
it
and
won't
natural.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
And it just
and then the other
hope
trick
that
is
y'all
to
can
use your
appreciate
fingernail
my like
or a pair of
That's
tweezers
amazing.
to separate
the
clumps.
weeby eyeshadow
Yeah.
palette.
That's amazing. So very weeb.
Often do not go out of the house with clumpy eyelashes.
Yeah. I
The
usually
spirit of
try
Miss
to
Hatch will come out for you.
do a little tuku up the eyelash so that it will separate.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm real bad at
Yeah, if you are a person that is new to mascara, trick is twirl and wiggle.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
I try,
what
and
you want to do is you want to take it up to your eyelash.
Okay.
I know
Mhm.
it's a technique that takes learning, but you go until you touch. You
Yeah.
spin until you go until you touch your lash. You
Yeah, not your eyeball.
Roll it back until you
Yeah.
feel it touch. Yeah.
Yeah.
You touch your lash as soon as you touch your lash. Roll along it until you feel your eyelid, and then
Okay.
wiggle back and forth as you pull
Yeah.
out.
And how
This
do
is
you
gonna
keep
stop you
it
from poking
from
yourself in the eye.
smudging mascara all over your eye makeup?
You have to stop
Well.
as soon as you feel your eyelid.
Okay.
It is going to depend on.
Also,
So some people's
like-
eyelashes won't allow this to happen because, like,
Yeah.
yeah, if your eyelashes are a little bit further back, you're gonna smudge it, and then you cover it with eyeliner.
You can
I
also
also
practice
tip my
with
head back when I do it.
clear mascara,
Ooh.
So
which
that
is great for
And
this
have,
is where-
your eyebrows too.
not super hooded eyes, but like a bit, and enough that if I go, and my lashes are pretty long, so if I go forward, I'll just like. So my
Yeah.
previous routine, and I did this every day for like 3 years. Christus, don't laugh at me.
Did I shame you out of it?
I've gotten better. I started using a close-up mirror, and now I can do it better. But basically, I would like put mascara on, get it all over my upper eyelid, and then take it off with a Q-tip every day.
The first time I saw this,
Honestly-
I was like,
I
The
would do
fuck?
something similar. If it worked, I would just be like, "Screw it! It's working."
honestly,
That
yeah.
was me. That was me for like 2 years. You know, I was like,
Yeah.
if fits, I fits. But then I learned that I didn't have to, and I was like, oh, all right then.
So I know we haven't really talked about like lip stuff and like lip.
I'm just
liner
getting
and
into it.
lipstick.
Yeah.
But
Buy this lip liner. It's the best lip liner of all time. It
Oh,
has
I
a
got that
stupid
one.
name. It's called Slide On, Glide On, Stay On, and definitely a turn on something, something, something. I've sharpened this one too much. NYX lip liner.
Oh, Nix.
Highly
I'm thinking about
recommended.
one.
Cat is
Do I
trying to
have
get
that one
into
or
my
something
makeup
similar? I
bag.
don't remember.
Do you want to put on makeup?
But
Yes.
what I do for my lipstick, because I can't make lip liner work for the life of me for some reason, is I actually go for the invisible like lip liners. Like it's literally like not a color at all. It's just like I don't know how it works, but I put it on and it keeps the stuff from bleeding all over the place as dramatically
What
as it
brand
could
do
be.
you use? I've never tried an invisible one.
I used to use a different one. This one is Sephora. I really want to find the one I used to use because it was a cheapie, but it works so well. But no, this is my
What
this is my
section is
Sephora
it
one.
in Sephora? Is it with all the other lip liners?
I don't remember. It was just like a specifically like a Sephora like brand like prime like what do they call it?
Hmm.
Universal lip liner.
I'm gonna look
Basically
for
just
it.
go in and
I
ask
hate
them.
having to match lip liner when you don't have the right color.
Yeah, so I use this
Mm.
all the time, especially for like my liquid, like liquid application like lipsticks, because I just can't be bothered. And I also have from ColourPop, I have the Lippy Sticks lip primer to keep it from like which seems to help make it stay longer and not.
So use lip sugar if your lips are chapped.
I
use
also
lip
have that.
sugar.
Yes.
Yes. Yep.
Yep.
I do
Get
that
a lip
as well.
scrub.
Only helps
I
so much
don't-
though if you're sleep deprived and your lips are chapped because of your bad decisions.
Yeah, there's only so much you can do with it.
Yeah.
Or
If
genetics.
you
I
are
mean,
going
honestly,
to
drink
put
more
on
water.
like
Mhm.
yeah, if you're going to put on like a long lasting lipstick, like I live by the L'Oreal Infallibles. They are the best. They're incredible. You stand with me, I think, on that, Bryn.
You mean the Maybelline Superstays?
Sorry, Maybelline Superstays. I used to live by the L'Oreal Infallibles, which are also quite good, but they're a two-piece. Yes. But yeah, sorry, my apologies. The Maybelline ones are incredible. Don't put a chapstick under them.
No.
If you put a chapstick under them, it
to, like,
creates a
bond.
barrier, doesn't stick to your lips. So if you're using anything that's like a 2-part long stay, that kind of thing, you can't put a chapstick on right beforehand.
Yeah.
So if your lips are buggered up and real bad chapped, the lipstick is just gonna have to go on over that.
Which
I
you may
do
not
find the
want to
Maybelline
do.
actually-
because-
And I
So-
did it at the beginning of my routine, and I wiped it off before I started actually putting color on. And I don't know if it really does much, but I'm trying.
Yeah, I mean, I found that the lippy sticks, because it's a primer and not a lip balm, seems to do a little better for some of those long stay ones.
Yeah.
So I've been pretty happy with that.
Actually, my lips were sunburned at SoccerCon, and I had to put on
ow.
like my Pochita top lip, and it actually went really well. It seemed to have some sort of like moisturizer in it. I don't know. I'm pretty sure the Maybelline Superstay stuff is actually oil-based paint, but
I think so.
Also, finding a
It's all
chapstick with
lippy.
SPF is 100% so
Yes.
important if you're on holiday or you're somewhere where it's actually sunny, i.e. not Victoria, where it's actually
Well, even here in Victoria, wear sunscreen. I mean, that's just
okay, you might need
one
to
of
grow
the
wheat
best
in Victoria.
tips. Yes.
Or if you're very sun sensitive.
Yeah.
You should
I would
protect your
say-
skin.
Protect your skin regardless. Be good to your
I
skin. It's the only one
Will
you have.
not leave my house.
Yeah, I'm the
Also,
same.
also-
Yeah,
for me, like,
we
I'm
like
gonna
our
put it
dark
on top
caves.
of a bunch of stick, but I am going to put it on if I'm going to the beach somewhere.
Yeah, and you can also get, and it's not the exact same as, like, it's obviously not the exact same as sunscreen, but you can get some foundations that have sunscreen in them.
Yep.
And I know a lot of people that swear by them, live by them, love them.
Yeah,
I'd love
I
to
mean,
try. I
I
haven't.
But in the
looked
summer,
on it
I
yet.
use sunscreen instead of moisturizer as my base, and in the winter, I use moisturizer
Nice.
as my base.
Yeah.
Nice.
I use it through the winter now too, because I've noticed even
Yeah.
on overcast days I can get it, and also like a lot of people. One of the biggest kind of like the biggest factor for skin aging is basically UV exposure. So like if you look at someone
Yup.
who's like, I don't know, 40 and looks like they're 20 or whatever.
Have you ever seen something about Mary and her neighbor Magda?
I have not.
No, I
Oh,
haven't.
Yeah, just look up Magda from Something About Mary. I mean, we're talking a leather saddle there. Yeah, obviously it was makeup, but that's the whole idea. Another thing.
I have a friend who went so hard the other way, and they only use super heavy like the mineral sunscreen, and every time we went out, their face was like white and ashen, and I was like, it kind of defeats the purpose, dude. If you
Weird.
sure you'll look young
zinc
forever,
oxide
but
on
also
at that point.
you look crazy forever, so like you don't really get the benefit of it, you know.
The
Yeah,
other
I
biggest
would say
thing
in
for
between is
skin
get like a
aging
moisturizer.
Yeah.
is your moisturizer and how oily your skin is. So this is why I said earlier, like if you're not washing off your makeup every night, it's better than washing it off and leaving your skin dry every night, because when your skin is dry, that's when it's aging. So just if you wash your face every night, which you should, wash off your makeup, put moisturizer on. If you wash your face in the morning and you're not doing makeup the day, put moisturizer on.
Moisturizer. And you can get tinted moisturizers. So there's a little bit there. And something else, it's not really about the makeup per se, although my favorite liquid foundation right now is the Maybelline Fit Me Hydrate and Smooth. But you'll notice I have a little pump top on mine, because you can buy these little pump tops from AliExpress and they fit on your Maybelline bottle.
Oh,
So
my
if you,
goodness.
because I hate, dumping it out and making a mess, because I get it all over everywhere. And then I'm like, 5 seconds before stream. And there's, it's
Makeup
chaos
everywhere.
in the bathroom. Order some of these. They are cheap. You can buy them on Amazon, but I mean, I watch all these Amazon haul videos and I'm like, I can get that for half price on AliExpress. I can get that for $5 on AliExpress. Maybe I should just start a TikTok about like, here's what I bought on AliExpress that you paid too much for on Amazon.
There you go.
Yeah.
Good though.
But yeah,
Totally.
pump bottle
All
tops
right.
makes life easier.
Perfect. Excellent.
I
wanted to
powder
say-
for setting lips, for setting your face, for setting anything.
I love that one. Yes.
Nice.
I have the powder foundation from ELF. Love it.
Perfect. We are talking
supposed to be
about
rapping,
all of
yeah.
this because of Dork Tales Expo. That's what we're doing. And Dork Tales Expo is a fundraiser to keep Dork Tales running. So, as you can see, we had some tip links in the Twitch chat, and the funds from that go to critical elements of Dork Tales, including art, tech, costuming, role-playing books, subscriptions, stream music, a theme song, advertising, funding for editing, because editing, funding for live appearances, food, electricity, and like things that keep
Keeping
people
it
alive.
on.
Keeping it on. So we're trying to raise $5,000, but to help this, we're offering some incentives. For every $500, Kelly will make another ASMR video. For $2,000, Kelly will run One Ring Strider Edition. At $5,001, we'll start an audio-only Dork Tales OnlyFans for more mature stories. If you want this. At $6,000, we'll run another Dork Tales Expo in the fall and winter, so you get another one, more makeup tips, and other things, but more makeup tips. At $7,500, Kelly will run a game from In a Hot Tub stream. And at $10,000, Kelly will start to work on a novel and limit his games to a sane number per week. I don't think that's ever going to happen.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen.
That might be the
Not
one
gonna
that never
happen.
gets promised. Yeah, that's the one promise that'll never
Watch
be made real.
somebody will win the lottery and actually pay for it, and then he'll be like, "Oh well, crap." Guess I'm doing that now.
And at $100,000, Kelly will take a month off and sleep. That's also not going to happen before finding studio space to rent. And if you prefer to give regularly, we do have a Patreon, and we have Patreon milestones. So I think we're getting quite close to the 150 patrons. I'm not quite sure, but we have once a month.
Almost there.
I think we're almost there. Once a month Star Trek adventures ran by our own Bunny Hearted. And 180, Kelly will 180 and run a game in the system voted on by patrons. 200, Kelly will run an Avatar: The Last Airbender game. I know this one. Yeah, I know some people who are very excited. And 250 patrons will have a chill chat night monthly with some of the cast members.
Oh, that'd be great. That'd be fun. Yeah. So get to that level, folks. we all want to do that.
There.
Yeah, we want to have a nice chill night too.
Exactly. I love chill. Just like this, just like chilling and chatting and
chill chat.
Chill chat.
Bring whatever you're working on, bring crafts.
Totally.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
I just saw Diggy Blog has a question for us. Do any of you have experience with creating wounds with makeup? And I actually did that one Halloween. I was a Jack the Ripper victim. So I had liquid latex and fake blood and blended it all in. And I freaked out my neighbor who was a prison guard. And he was just like,
amazing.
Oh, that looks so good. And I'm like, ooh, from experience? And he's like, yeah, actually. Like,
sorry, I thought you meant he was. Oh my gosh, I thought you meant they were.
No, he was an actual prison guard. Yeah, my neighbor across the street. Yeah, he was a prison guard at the old Ocala prison, which is now shut down because it was horrible.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm also a criminologist by education, if anybody hasn't heard that a million times already. So that's why I
totally just heard I'm also a criminal.
Criminologist.
Hi, OBP Music. OBP Musical is in the chat. They are going to be joining us for the I think that's the next one for discussing music in your campaign. If you are looking to have some custom music written for your character or for your campaign, they're the people to go talk to. And apparently they wrote a musical about Jack the Ripper. So you should.
I am most excited about that. That is very cool.
Very good. For wounds,
I know way too much about characters.
Yes,
I have a little experience in it.
Right there.
So
I asked Krista to give me a fake bruise once, and she just decked me in the face.
Honestly, you gotta go for the realism, right? Yeah, you need to be more specific. All you said was, "I need you to give me a bruise."
It's on me, really. Yeah.
Really?
the bruise as well. Yes. No, it's so yeah, there I mean, I think when it comes to doing wounds, it really depends on your venue and what you want it for. If you are going to be doing like a crisis reenactment for like training EMTs, you need to be very specific and you need to like do a lot of research. Sometimes you're me and you ask your friends that whenever they hurt themselves to send you a picture, and then you open your phone to Robin sending you a big wound on her arm with "This is what happened. You still want these, right?"
Crystal, if I'd known, I'd have sent you my surgery incision.
That's amazing to come back to. I
Wow.
just stepped away. What?
Yes.
I have great timing.
So it's lovely. It's great.
Yeah, Crystal's
Yes,
a
thank you. Hi,
bold
Robin.
woman.
Yes, thank you very much. It's fantastic. I also have, you know, friends with kids that hurt themselves a lot. I get a lot of stuff about that. So yeah, honestly, when it comes, if you want to do realistic bruising or wounds or anything, do some research. It's going to be a little horrific. I have had to look at a lot of awful things. We actually had to put together books of reference images of certain wounds in school, and I literally went to the Vancouver Library and went to like the medical places and like looked at that. I probably looked at very similar stuff that Caitlin has looked at. And honestly, Caitlin, you're probably in one of the best positions to be like, this is what a wound looks like. And like knowing how like bruises age is really important if you want it to be realistic. If you're doing something for like Halloween or theatrical, or honestly for stream, especially if you don't have a crazy good camera, go to the dollar stores and go to Value Village and go to like the different like Halloween stores, Spirit Halloween. I think these ones were Valley Village 2019. They were like $5. So these kind of things on
okay. I just want to
Steam.
interject quickly.
Yeah.
Shop after like at Halloween or after Halloween, and that's when you should buy all of your wound associated things for if you know you're gonna be doing a game later or like a zombie walk later in the year. Like shop at Halloween.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Especially if
just
it's a pop-up
absolutely.
shop. Yeah, especially if it's a pop-up, because they will probably be closing the next day and won't be able to sell you anything. I work in the mall. I know these things.
Yes, fully do it. Another great thing is you can get a real nice bottle of clear latex, very fancy stuff from an official store, or you can buy a tiny bottle of fake skin. It's all liquid latex.
Yeah,
it's
I think
all
that's the one I
thing.
actually used. Fake skin.
It's great. It's wonderful.
Yeah, it's been around
and especially if you're only doing it for like one or two things, like buying a giant bottle doesn't make sense. Like doing a little guide like this is gonna do you fine. Do make sure, please God, test this first
fan tipped $50
with someone around.
Love all you dorks.
Because there are people that don't know they are allergic to latex. Yeah, and Caitlin, I'm sure could speak to this even better than I. It's bad. It's a bad scene. Another really good tool is nose and scar wax. This is basically the same stuff as coroner's wax, which they use to shove in places to plump your face up, which is great. But you can use it on your outside. Use spirit gum. Spirit gum is also another thing you can easily get. It's going to be almost the same quality, honestly. Like this one's a Mayron brand. I got on Amazon for like $5. Mayron's a great brand. I'm sure everybody that does body painting knows Mayron's a great brand. You want to make sure that when you're dealing with this, you powder your fingers, because this gets real sticky really quickly, especially in like warmer months. My horns are falling off. So you don't want, like, you need to be able to like mold it onto your face. This is really great for that. I have done entire elf ears built out of this. I don't recommend it. But
good to know.
It can work. It definitely, if you're doing like smaller wounds and stuff, it works great.
I have a secondary tip related to shopping at Halloween. If you buy elf ears at Halloween, open the package at Halloween while the store still exists, so that you don't find out 6 months later that you got 2 left elf ears.
Mike, what happened to you that one time?
Yeah. Oh my God, that's so funny.
That was crazy.
amazing. The one thing I will say specifically, because we're talking about makeup for stream and stuff like that, I'm going to post pictures in the Discord, and I'll maybe link them maybe I'll just share a link in our Twitch chat. But this is 2 different versions of the same makeup. On stream, these look almost identical.
Yeah.
And you to the point of where you can't even really see my nose. If you've been watching a little bit through the stream, this side took me a long fucking time. This side took me about 5 minutes for both of these. This side, I used a like professional, this is like a Ben Nye color wheel of cream paint. I used a broken up sponge. If you pull it apart, it makes a great stipple sponge. If you don't want to go buy a stipple sponge, if you do want to go buy a stipple sponge to either do beards or broken blood vessels, which is what you're doing this with, fish tank filters are 2 for $3 at a pet store. They make great stipple sponges for doing either beard shadow effects or doing broken. I know, wild. We bought these like in crazy expensive tiny little stipple sponges at stores, and someone brought in this giant one. And I was like, oh my god, how much did you pay for that? They were like $30 at the friggin' pet store. Insane. So find deals where you can. But yeah, so I use this guy for that, and then a couple other, like I have a whole bunch. They're all different like themes. So like this one is specifically like master bruising, because you can, and I don't think you can even see it on screen. Your bruises go yellow, right? Because like your bruises are breaking down blood cells. So that's why it goes red, it goes purple and blue, and then it goes yellow. So there is a ton of yellow and green around here that doesn't even really show up on camera. So it's kind of pointless. But you can get all sorts of different things like this. So if you're doing things in person, or you're doing like a photo shoot or a video, like a film, you need it to be really, really detailed, but you don't need that to be detailed here. The other side, for my scar up here, I used 2 different lip liners and went, Cuts are never straight. The skin breaks in weird ways. Don't do a straight line. It's never going to look right. And what did I use for my bruising? Oh, I used my super cheap NYX color eyeshadows. And I did some purple and some blue and a little bit of red on top of it.
Yeah.
And it's perfectly serviceable for stream.
Yeah.
Nice.
So if you're going to do a wound in that kind of idea, like when you're not doing it in person, if you have like, a boxer that you're doing a character for and they like always have a black eye, just use some eyeshadow. Don't worry about any of that. And the one tip I will say for purposes of wounds, the last thing I'll add, is know how you got the wound. If someone punched you in the nose, you will have a broken nose, like your skin will break here and the blood will pool here. If you have a big scar down the side of your eye, if it's a deep scar, you've lost your eye. Like,
Get an eye patch.
So like make sure you pay attention to that. Like if you have an eye patch with a really deep scar, or you have a white sclera lens, that's also very good. But like think about the fact like of when you're doing your wounds of like, how did I get this? Right. So I would highly recommend when you get a bruise, take pictures throughout the process, and then like leave some notes about like how you got that wound. I think that would be I don't know, for if you want realistic stuff, I fully support that. If you just want to slather it in blood, I support this as well, because who knows what's under there when it's slathered in blood. So
True. Kelly has a
also
question.
totally acceptable option.
He's saying suggestions for my scars: wax or rigid collagen. I'm guessing is what the rigid call is.
Depends on what kind of scar you want. Caitlin, what causes a raised scar versus an indented scar?
Just the method of how you get it, right? So
yeah. So it depends on the wound. So if you want, rigid collodion is a great thing. Mine fully dried up, but you can buy like little tiny bottles of it. Essentially all it is it goes on wet and it sucks your skin in, and it tightens it in a way that makes it look like it has pinched.
We have stories about that with Mage LARP and Tasha having a whole bunch of scars on her character's face.
Oh,
Yeah, I had to really learn
Hunter-
how to
like-
do all those. What was the product I used that worked so well? It just kind of
I
like
think that's what it
puckered up
was.
your
It was
skin.
they call it.
I
It was
think
called
so,
like
yeah.
the
Rigid
scar-
collodion.
I think that's what it was. Yeah.
Probably, yeah.
'Cause-
It worked so well to make scars because you just painted it on. Like I needed like a symbol. Kind
She
of
basically
thing
yeah,
in
it
my
said like
skin
hunter sigils because the hunters got to her.
carved in,
Mhm.
and it worked phenomenally.
Yes. If you are going to put if you want a raised scar, wax. So it kind of depends. So like if Kelly's talking about characters akin to The Witcher, a lot of his scarring is inward, in which case you want to use rigid collodion, and then experiment with some coloring depending on how new or old you want that scar to be. But if you want something that is a little bit more raised out, which does happen sometimes, like I have a surgery scar that's like really prominent and sticks out a lot, because of how it was like sewn shut. It made it a big like little mountain range.
Same.
Yeah, yeah,
Mhm.
Yep.
exactly.
Caitlin, that was kind of my question.
And
Is it when like the wound heals like flesh or heals like overlapping? Is that when it makes a raised?
Yeah, honestly, it's been a long time since we talked about this, and I don't do traumas, so
Totally fair.
I was kind
I
of trying
think
to skirt that, but
Something like
yeah, I'm not fully sure, but I'm sure the internet knows.
Yeah. And I think it also depends on like who you are, because like some people overproduce like scar tissue. And
Mm.
so if your body likes to produce scar tissue, it will
Yeah.
create a lot of scar tissue. And if you get it, I think it's like if you get it on like your muscles, it's like you if it cuts deep enough, it will like you'll lose you'll lose stuff, right?
Yep.
Mhm.
And so it'll be a little
I
bit more,
have-
yeah, exactly, right? Yeah.
I have mountains and valleys.
Mhm.
I've had a lot of
Yes,
surgery.
absolutely.
I do now too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
12.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
so many.
Well, you know.
What if you have a character that you're doing body paint for, but they have scars? Because if I ever
Ooh.
cosplay my girl Tia, I have to
Ooh.
paint myself green, and she's got a bunch of face scars, and I do not know how I'm going to do that.
Probably I would
Don't use
like
don't use a
I feel like someone
Sorry,
who's
go
done
ahead,
body
Vin.
paint should also briefly cover like tips for body paint.
We'll
Yeah.
go through
I
quick,
think,
yeah.
or did you
Yeah.
say there was another panel that's doing body paint?
Yeah, there's a costuming one.
Well, we have a
that
costuming
user.
panel.
Oh, is there? Okay.
Yeah.
We can talk about it there.
Yeah.
Like costuming. Yeah, I mean, I think often like with body paints, like if you buy Mayron stuff, like pick up like a white and a black palette as well, and then you can tint like Krista was saying with a palette, you can tint it darker, and that's how a lot of people do contouring. But also, if you do harsh lines, right, like that's gonna look more like a scar.
Right.
For my Vi scars, which are cartoony, I do basically like 2 lines. So the lower line, like where the so like if you think of how a shadow is cast down, right? The upper line is going to be darker, and then the lower line is going to be lighter, basically. And then you kind of create that dimension. I do also use rigid
Yes.
collodion. I don't know. Do you feel like rigid collodion shows up on stream? That's how
No.
big you make it. Yeah,
I
like-
we for an OPP con a while back, we did a pirate game. I spent an hour putting liquid latex and picking it off and like putting rigid collodion on, and I got on stream and there was nothing. You couldn't see a bit of it. And I was like,
Boo.
cool.
Yeah.
yeah, I find the same thing for
Yeah.
cosplay. If you're doing like really close up photography, you can capture the details. But for like Vi, sometimes I do rigid collodion for fun, but like it's 90% I use like a bruise wheel, I think, and just cream paint.
And remember
on.
that if you are a different color, you scar a different color, right? Like the reason we scar in red is because that's what our pigmentation is. So if you're scarring in green, it's going to be deeper and brighter shades of green.
Yep.
Yep.
Makes
Well,
sense.
should
Hint for
we-
Tia.
Should we
Nice.
wrap?
That being
I think
said, I
that's
should
really
also
cool.
say I
Just,
avoid body paint.
Talking about like the
plague.
lighting hitting a 3-dimensional scar. I think that leads into like another thing.
So it leads into
Yes,
what?
Asha? Are we frozen?
Yeah,
No,
that was really glitchy.
Okay.
It leads into another
Okay.
thing I've had to do, which is wrinkles. And my biggest tip, if you're trying to age up your character, look online for tutorials on where the lighting hits on wrinkles, because it's not, for me, and according to these tutorials, for most people, you try to do it the opposite way the lighting actually is. And I totally did. So once I looked at the tutorial, I'm like, oh, it's actually, I need to put the light here and the shadow here, and fuck. And that it made a huge difference.
Nice.
That makes sense.
Do we want to quickly touch on body paint? Just a few more tips and tricks of such?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, because we can go into that more later, but we could definitely start on it.
Oh, and matching your makeup to your body paint.
Thankfully, I didn't have to do that. Thank goodness. I just slapped on some eyeliner so that my eyes had some definition, and even that was not necessary. I just liked it. But if I ever do body paint on any other characters, I'm going to have to do things to make the facial features stand out because, yeah. Which I'm probably going to have to get creative.
Mayron, what's the
Yep.
Mayron
Paradise.
aqua
Mayron
color?
Paradise.
Yeah, Paradise
No.
Aqua
Yeah,
color.
Mayron Paradise
No,
and
Kryolan
Kryolan
aqua color.
Oh, okay.
Both are good.
Nice.
Yeah.
Actually,
If you're
I
elitist
have
and you want
tried-
to lord over all the Mayron people, you buy the Kryolan one.
Exactly. There's certain colors that like Krylon carries that Mayron doesn't, or like Mayron's version doesn't do well, but then Krylon has ones that like their colors don't do as well. These aren't so bad if you apply it well. So if you're looking for like if you just want like a tint, these are great. I've used them on stream for not me, but I've used them on people on stream, and it gives you just that little bit of sheen of a different color. So
Nice.
yeah, I was using the Mayron Paradise ones that are the water activated. Didn't like. I have a sponge that I use for it, but I also use a. Oh fuck! I already put it away. But like, it's a pretty densely packed. Like, I think it's like the real. It's the like the Rexall brand, like generic makeup brushes. It's like the foundation, like the more the dense bristle one. And I actually found that works really well for like both stippling and coverage. As long as you get the water out of it first, because otherwise you end up with like blue dripping down everywhere, and you're like, this could have been contained much better than it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I found that pretty good.
Something I ended up doing for Zarya is I didn't. So I got the light pink for her, but it wasn't light enough pink for me. I wasn't quite gonna match what I wanted for her. So what I did was I actually took 2 palettes, cut them down the center, and then I kind of did a half and half white and pink, and then I whooshed it with water because it's water activated. So you just whoosh it and mix it all together, and then you get like a lighter color. Be careful with the streaking. Sometimes I had like little white streaks. Didn't super matter on stream. But you can also just stipple that out and blend it. Blend it.
Yeah, I think
it's like
if
painting. Blend.
Yeah,
like
Mix and blend.
I ran because the one I ended up using for most of Spelljammer was the metallic, like shimmery blue, and that looks really cool. But once it starts drying, it doesn't dry as evenly as I found like the more like basic blue color did. So I would almost like I'm thinking in retrospect, like me, I probably should have done like maybe the blue first and then like gone over. I don't know. I'm not sure how to layer body paint, but something I'd have to experiment
People
with.
do powder between layers sometimes, like translucent.
That makes sense.
You need to get the true neutral set powder because you don't want to like be tinted. I don't know, flesh tone.
Yeah, not if you're being blue.
With your blue.
Like,
I actually like
the
the perfect matte by Annabelle worked great. It's super cheap.
Yeah, I have a translucent powder from ColourPop because I just didn't order, and I was just like, oh, I need powder. Fuck, I'll add it to my list. And it was like,
I'm sure it's all just like talcum powder. So unless you get a mineral powder, they're pretty much all talc in various formulations.
Anyway,
I will weigh in on body paint really quick. I once did Pax paint. You can Google what it is.
Oh yes.
Don't do it. Not worth, especially not for stream.
Great for going out to con because it's not going to rub off.
No, it's not great for going out to a con. It's awful. Don't do it. Get arm socks. Honestly, if you're going to a con, get arm socks. Do your chest and head right in your color. Wear arm socks. If you need to do your whole body, get like a whole body thing. Pax paint is only reasonable if you are doing a photo shoot in a swimming pool. That is the only time you should be using Pax paint.
Yes. Yes.
Learn
Very
from
specific
me.
circumstances.
All
Wow.
right.
Wow.
Very waterproof.
Excellent. All right. On that note, no packs paint, and let's do some outros. So let's go around backwards. I like that.
Oh.
So, Kel.
Okay. Hey, everybody. I've been Calbell. I'm Calbell on Insta, and I'm Cal from Up the Road here on Twitch. And quickly, I used mostly e.l.f. products today, except for Benefit Erase Paste. And you can find me here on Twitch at various days, times, games, etc. And yeah, thanks. This was a lot of fun, and again, learned a ton. Thanks, everybody.
Perfect. All right, Krista.
Hello, everybody. I'm Krista. I'm CheeseFX on most things. I'm in the Discord quite a bit. So if you do have any questions about makeup going forward, especially if you're doing more effect stuff, like want to try out like prosthetics and stuff like that, I will wax poetic about Prozaid and isopropyl myrostate.
But not
which
for
I
body
didn't do
paint.
this year, but not for body paint. And I will also do my last little plug for you do not have to spend money. Yes. You do not have to spend a lot of money to get into makeup. I got tons of compliments on this beautiful blue shiny lipstick. I got it for 10 cents on clearance at Shoppers Drug Mart. So please don't think you have to dump a ton of money into really high-end products. e.l.f. and NYX are great entry-level things, and check your clearance aisles everywhere and get a lot of samples at Sephora. I'm excited to go not look like this anymore. I'm gonna go wash it off.
Beautiful. What are you saying?
Perfect. All right, Bryn.
Kept getting confused by your makeup, Krista, because I couldn't tell if you were doing beauty makeup or not. And every time I looked over, you had more bruises, and I was like, "Was that there before?" And it was tripping me out.
I've actually just been slowly washing my face. Yeah.
Yeah, and just revealing all the bruises. I was like, "Are you
Oh,
okay? Do
God.
we need to talk?" Okay. Yeah, I'm Bryn. I used a bunch of random products on my face, but look how cute this little travel makeup kit is. And it folds open and
very
sits
cute.
on the table, and I'm very proud of it.
Very cute.
If we're talking about makeup faces, I just want to point out that this stack here
Oh, yeah,
is
that's how
makeup.
Krista organizes her makeup. And when we travel to a con, we move into the hotel room, and she's like, "Here's my 18 totes."
Oh my god.
I never know what I'm gonna
Where
need.
did you get that makeup thing? So I love the fact that it stands up.
This one, I can send you the link or post a link to it. It's actually it's for.
Please do. I'm curious about it too.
So it folds up and zips like this.
Oh my god, this
Right,
is
and has a
adorable.
little thing. Yeah, and then flips open, but it's supposed to be a pencil case for like stuff. But I was like, I want to use it for cosmetics.
All right, perfect. Sounds good. Post the link.
Okay, other people go. Oh, and I'll post a picture of my makeup after.
Yep,
it's hard to see on stream.
We'll post the pictures of our makeup on the Discord. Tasha.
Hi, I'm Natasha. I'm here on Twitch at Natasha Tuskovich Designs, and you can find me under the same handle elsewhere on the internet, as well as other handles everywhere, because I do a million things. But on Twitch here, I do a lot of co-working streaming with kind of nice, relaxing music and ADD focus, getting stuff done. I also do creative streams like fashion design, art, painting, writing, book club, business, and planning, all sorts of stuff. So come check it out if that appeals to you. And yeah, this has been a great panel. I had such a great time, you guys. And like, it's so funny about makeup because every time you're like, oh, I know how to do X. And then like someone else will be like, here's how I do X. And it's like, oh, cool. I've never done it that way. So you guys are so great.
Yeah. Awesome. All right, Amy.
Hi, I am Amy. I am Paradoxical Ghoul in the chat and on Discord and on most things. This has been great. And I'm going to shut up so we can get up here. Bye.
And I've been Caitlin. I'm Petite Medic everywhere. Thank you all for coming to this panel and for joining us for the first panel of the day for Dork X.
And what an amazing panel that was, everybody. Congratulations. We're at $563 raised out of our goal, which means that there is an ASMR video. The chat has requested I am a Dwarven Sorcerer RP and you are a construct. So that's probably what's going to happen. Which is gonna be, it's gonna be a thing. Yes. What's that? What?
Like
you know which
repairing
dwarf?
A construct?
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm going to be playing my fat, lazy, dwarven conjurer.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
I might
it's going to be good.
that.
Yeah.
It's actually going to be fun. You get to hear me do a bad Scottish accent, and I'll have a very, very bulbous red nose. But folks, we're going to be back on in 15 minutes with using music and tabletop role-playing games with special guests from across the internet, hosted by Robin. So you definitely want to check that out. And then immediately following that, we have a brand new special event for this channel by Off the Beaten Path, which is a actual live musical tabletop experience. It is a musical, as in a Broadway musical style, like singing tabletop game. And you want to be there for that. It's going to be amazing. And it's free. But if you want to throw things in the bin, please do. But come in a minute and learn about all of our wonderful guests and about how you can get your own theme music for your game from Off the Beaten Path. But we'll be back with that in just a minute. Goodbye, everybody.